Hey there, Jared, aka Lonnie, aka Dr. J, aka Hey You, here. I want to remind everybody that Rad Rolls is supporting the Children's Hospital New Orleans through Extra Life. So far, our viewers and listeners have helped raise $360 as of this recording for the Children's Miracle Network Hospital. If you're interested in donating, look up the Rad Rolls crew on extralife.org. That's extra-life.org. We also have 2 donation incentives available. At $10, you can name one of the settlers that will be calling Rising Sun home. At $40, you can add your own character as an NPC to the game. If you ever wanted to have your OC psychologically scarred before being crushed by power armor, now's your chance.
Our American way of life, isn't it grand? Peace, freedom, and bacon and eggs. Seems perfect. But what if it's not? Friends, your future may not be as secure as you think. Where will you be when the atomic bombs fall? You can secure your family's future by listening to a group of people play a tabletop role-playing game. That's right, it's all about the horrors of nuclear devastation. You could imagine yourself as a vault dweller, or form a more serious connection with someone else. Just a few rolls of the dice, and you could be disintegrating a rat roach. There's lots of swell kids to play with. Come join our party as we survive the brutal hell that is the wasteland. Subscribe now and prepare for the future.
Lonnie will relax his arms out a little bit and go and talk to the initiates. He'll come back and say, all right, they apparently have a mission that I need to get from Night Captain Carmen. But they're also recommending you go to the front gate of O'Nallins. There's a contact there they need you to meet. A Maybelline? I don't know. But you're supposed to meet Maybelline at the front gate, and then we'll rejoin. Apparently things are a little bit complicated in O'Nallins right now.
Okay. So we just keep following this road, I guess?
Yeah, leads you right to it. And one of the initials like, oh yeah, you just keep going down this road, man. It'll lead you right to it.
All right, Hazel. I guess I'm not carrying him like that. You want to just drag him along?
Okay. Hazel's going to look around. Are there any fallen branches or twigs or anything she can use to jury rig a drag sling at this point, or a
You're in the bayou. I imagine these roads having a lot of foliage on left and right, so you could probably take some type of kudzu and I don't know the quality of stick that you're going to be able to find, but you could probably find enough kudzu and vine and stuff that you could make like a baby harness.
A baby. I was thinking more something we could drag. I don't think I'm going to be able to wear him on my back.
No, but, you know the baby harnesses that go like on the wrist of the parent. That
yeah.
It's like the leash.
Oh, a leash.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can definitely. I'll rig something up. I'll rig something up. Will he just follow? If I just, I'm going to actually test this. Hazel's going to walk over to where Pep is standing there making gurgle, like an idling engine noise, and just kind of gently take him by the wrist and like gently tug him and see if he actually will walk under his own power to follow. Like if I lead him by the hand, will he follow me if I'm steering him?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're stuck with the buddy system here, guys. And she'll actually just reach back and take his hand and see if he will walk with her if she starts walking forward and tugging him gently.
Yeah, you do that, and you'll notice that, like, when you have his hand down at the side, like, he's going, and then, like, he just won't move any faster. But, like, if you pull the arm up,
like a throttle. Okay. This raises more questions than it answers, but at least we can get him to walk under his own power now.
Yes.
All right. I guess
it's better than drag.
Yeah, I guess I'm the driver.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll drive him. Clark, as long as you keep an eye out, make sure, you're the lookout. I'm the driver, I guess.
Sounds fine to me.
Should make it roll. You know what? I think I will. Hazel, I need you to make me a let's call this a perception plus pilot. Difficulty 0.
Oh no, I'm so bad at piloting. Okay, hold on.
Let's roll a few dice today.
All right, so I'm doing perception plus drive plus piloting.
Pilot. Yeah.
Oh God. All right.
It's difficulty 0. Oh wow, you actually crit. You got 3 successes.
God, actually, I got 3 successes.
So go ahead and take your 3 AP.
Okay.
Piloting a human is pretty intuitive. Actually, like you just the arm's the throttle. A little motion to the elbow for the brake. That if you tilt the hip in certain direction, you can do like really tight turns, like an e-brake. I mean, it's pretty intuitive.
Has a horn. He even has a horn.
Let's not talk about the blinkers and the turn signals and all that stuff. Like we won't get into all those niceties. And don't get me started on where the oil goes. Okay. But yeah, you know how to drive Pep. So
driving Miss Hackett. Oh my God.
Yeah. So you are making your way to the front gate of Old Nolans. Lonnie has extricated himself from the group and is following the initiates up to the base where the Brotherhood of Steel resides. So they reside in this Poseidon energy plant that is adjacent to but outside of the town proper. You arrive at the front gate of Old Nolans, and sort of what Kelly had alluded to, the gate's closed, the door's closed, and there is a couple of guards sort of standing about outside on this at this gateway, sort of managing people that might be coming to or for her, whatever. There's not a lot of traffic. Really, the only traffic right now is the 3 vault suits sort of walking up to this door. So that's the scene in front of you. They're not really approaching you or anything like that. They're just kind of standing guard. They see you, you see them. What would you like to do?
Well, we don't know any better, so I would just say hello. try and walk through.
Same.
Hi there,
Yeah.
folks. The access to the city's closed at the moment. I apologize for the inconvenience.
Oh, no worries. We have business. We're the River Crawlers Caravan. We're here to see Ella Fitzgibbon.
Oh, River Crawler Caravan.
That's right.
One of the guards scans you up and down real quick. Thought there were 4 of you.
Yeah, there are 4 of us.
Yeah.
I'm going to lie to him and say, yeah, there were 4 of us. Actually, no, I don't have any reason to lie. Yeah, there was 4 of us. One of them had to go. He had to report back to his Brotherhood of Steel commander.
Yeah, that tracks.
Right, exactly. Because we heard that the city was on lockdown. So we didn't want to cause any problems.
Right. One of the ghouls, it's 2 ghouls here, by the way, kind of dressed to the nines. Very nice attire, like pinstripe suits, and Tommy guns, strangely enough. One of them, who's been assessing the situation, says, I have something for you all. Now, it's not access to the city. But it's something that does belong to you. He makes his way inside the gate. Well, he gives a few knocks, and somebody on the inside of the gate lets him in. A few minutes later, he comes back out driving this extremely old vehicle, like a flatbed, like model something Ford. I forget what letter y'all gave it. But just sort of.
Huh. It's like hovering. A Model S or a Model A? I don't know.
I forget which, but we all know Maybelline at this point. He's driving Maybelline.
It's like a 2-cylinder engine. It's just like tuk.
Yeah, and he took it through the gate and sort of pulls it around and backs it up a little bit and comes out, and he takes his like the sleeve of his jacket, and he gives the Will Well another little shine and stuff, and was like, Jack McPumpkins is a man of his word. No. Maybelline.
Oh, no.
Oh my God. Jack McPumpkins makes the return trip. Oh God. That is, by the way, that was out of character. In character, Hazel's like, wow, it's cool looking. Does it actually do anything?
As those words are leaving your lips, you find that piloting Pep has become nigh impossible, as Pep has eyed this vehicle and is now, hugging it. If you can imagine Dr. Grant and the Triceratops in Jurassic Park, just like full on hugging it and just listening to the engine hum and this just this smile.
Guys, he's rubbing his cheek on it. Like he's like, it's like, wow. Okay.
And Jack is just like arms crossed looking at us like, I get it. I mean, he missed his car. I get it.
Wait, what do you mean his car?
He had a car that he didn't tell us about?
I know he really wants to get his hands on a suit of power armor, which I'm sure nothing like that would be, could in any way, shape, or form be dangerous or problematic. But a car? I mean, where did he find it? How is that his? Why is it here? Wouldn't he have left it?
Could you imagine if he like drove that into one of us? It would probably really hurt.
Jack kind of shrugs and says, I was told, property of River Crawler Caravan. I was told to return it to its owners once they came by, but to inform them that the city is currently closed at the moment. I don't think it's going to be like that for long. Then again, I'm not like, that might be above my pay grade to actually make that decision or make that assumption. But yeah, it's yours.
Who put elastic all over the front of it? This is a mess. Wow. Can't even see through the passenger side window. Anyway, not important. So you said your name was
Jack.
McPumpkins?
McPumpkins, yes.
By the way, I will say that is absolutely a classic pre-war name, I think. Great name.
My dad gave it to me.
I love
joke.
the name. I love the name. You should be wearing an orange suit, honestly, I think.
Yeah, I tried that once, and
yeah, death claws are attracted to orange, aren't they? That's a bad idea.
a lot of things are attracted to orange, and it's not the ladies. So
I don't know. I find orange to be quite an enticing color, but
yeah. Anyway, so do prison wardens.
That's a good point. So you're giving us this car, and you said the car is his, and
it belongs to River Crawler Caravan, but he's the.
Have you noticed that he's not quite feeling right?
He studies Pep for a minute and like, no.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess. Well, he definitely wants us to take the car, so we should take the car. The question is,
take the car to where?
That was my next question, Clark. What
your buddy was going up to the Brotherhood?
Well,
did Ella leave any instructions for us? I mean, that was the whole thing. We were supposed to come here and talk to her.
Yeah, that was our instructions. We're supposed to meet her, arrange things with her, talk with her about a deal between the city leadership and the River Crawler Caravan. And now we're finding that we can't enter the city. Gave his car and told us it belongs to our friend, who can't tell us one way or the other because he's NASCAR brain right now. It's like whatever's in his head is just going around and around making left turns, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
And I mean, what are we supposed to do? Just turn around and go back? I mean, okay, I'm sorry.
That's up to you. I mean, you got a car at least now, right?
We don't know how to get to the Brotherhood place.
I can give you directions. Shit, that's.
No, I think you should come with us. You need a guide.
Yeah,
you say that, and also, the other guard at the post starts shaking his head no.
I mean, are you? I mean, you might have a break coming if you want to take your break. You know what
I like to do on my breaks?
I am almost afraid to ask.
Nothing.
That actually sounds like a really good use of your break time.
Oh God!
Not work. Yeah. That's what I like to do on my break time.
Mr. McPumpkins, I think that you have things figured out better than most people I've met in my life, and I would love to sit at your knee and learn your ways. But for now, we kind of have a job to do. So I guess.
I call driving.
I understand that you need to speak with Ella Fitzgibbons, but this even goes above her head right now.
It goes above her head. I thought isn't she the one in charge of New Orleans?
The in charge thing is a little complicated. There's a council. There's it's a whole thing.
So how do we get in touch with the council? Like if I started if I made like a smoke signal, or if there was like an explosion of like a Corvega or something in this spot, would they be able to hear it from here?
I mean, I would.
I use smoke signals a lot. It's a thing.
Do you blow up a lot of cars?
Well, it doesn't take a lot. You can basically spit on them and they blow up. I don't know how people in the pre-war United States managed to get behind the wheel of any of those death traps, honestly. But
and Jack's like, she's not wrong. I took my life in my own hands, buffing that spot out on the wheel well just now.
I think this car looks like it's probably low tech enough to be fairly stable. I don't think it's going to go nuclear, but it also looks like maybe 10 miles an hour is its like on the floor speed. So it's not exactly whipping our hair back. But you know what, Clark, what do you want to do?
I'm going to drive it. Clark's never driven it before, or
That's a good
driven
point.
in general. So yeah, we'll drive it.
It's going to be challenging to drive it because Pep has already sort of integrated self into the driver's seat.
Pep.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that idea at all.
Pep.
Hands are 10 and 2.
He's still not communicative.
No, I mean he's like locked in right now.
Huh.
All right. Well.
So are we going to just try and like tell him where we want to go and hope for the best? Because we don't know where we're going.
All right.
Can't talk back.
Okay. Maybe we could treat him like some sort of like a robotic driver that can't actually. Okay. Let's give it a try. What do we have to lose at this point? So
honestly, I think at this point we're just kind of killing time until Nightmare comes back.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So I guess we could go look for Richard. That was an option.
Well, Jack will also give you directions. Yeah, Jack will give you directions to get to the power plant. Basically, you just have to skirt around the town, like clockwise. Eventually, you'll get to the power plant. It's like the next biggest thing in the area, and the roads are established to the point where it should be fairly simple to get yourself there.
So, and that's the only thing around the city that we can't access the Super Bowl, the
dome.
The dome is inside the city limits, and everything else
Jack's like, you probably don't want to go to the dome anyway, unless you've got specific business. It's not really a tourist attraction.
We're not exactly tourists, so. But yeah, no, it might be a better idea to go when there's more of us. Probably right now. I think if a fight breaks out, 2 against a literal army of super mutants might not put the odds in our favor.
Well,
I
mean, just let Pet drive and hope for the best. It's only going to go like 10 miles an hour, so worst comes out, we'll just jump in.
Okay. Hey, Pep, and Hazel's going to go over and say, like, try and he won't focus his eyes on her.
No, but he's in the zone right now.
He's in the zone. Pep, we need you to drive us due southeast along the outside wall of New Orleans. Can you do that?
Are you in the vehicle?
Not at the moment. I'm standing outside the vehicle. It doesn't
He
exactly
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't really respond.
He doesn't really respond.
He doesn't pull off without you, though.
Clark has been in the car 'cause he wanted to drive.
Okay. Well, you can take side seat. I'll sit in the back. We'll see if things change if we get into the car. That's Hazel thinking. Hazel says, "Okay, let's get in the car. See if we can make this thing actually do something other than just sit here."
All right. You all settle into your seats, and it's not until you have settled into your seats until the vehicle starts to move, and it's a very smooth, just very smooth takeoff. It's not like immediately pedal to the metal, like full throttle immediately. It's nice and gradual. It's a nice Sunday stroll. It's very smooth, especially considering that this vehicle probably doesn't have shocks, and if there are shocks, they're extremely rudimentary. You swear that he even comes to a complete stop at a four-way intersection and looks both ways before continuing.
So he may be a space case, but the man can drive. I mean, it's probably in his blood.
As you give him additional directions, he follows them perfectly, follows the rules of the road, and it is a stately, uneventful excursion from the front gate of Old Nolans to the front gate of the Brotherhood of Steel outpost or base, whatever you want to call it, and just sort of parks right up front. Not even a hard lurch when he brakes, just a nice gradual. You don't even feel it. Like, if you could imagine your grandma wearing her Sunday best with a crock pot full of chili in her lap.
That kind of gentle, eh?
That kind of gentle. I mean, that is how he makes this trip. And he just kind of stops there and sort of hangs out.
He doesn't get out of the car.
Not at the moment. I mean, he's sort of grown roots at the moment.
Okay.
So you are you're at the front of the Brotherhood of Steel gate. There are two initiates standing guard there, different from the initiates that you saw a little bit earlier. One will actually approach, because they're going to be a little bit more active about their defenses than the Old Nolans preservationists. One of the guards will come up and say, "Oh, hey there. What's going on?"
We're here to say, I guess he's Knight Lonnie Haber.
"Oh, Knight Haber. Yeah, he'll be out shortly."
Do you have like a waiting room or like a cafeteria or someplace we can just like sit and hang out? I mean, you guys must have like a break area, right?
Yeah, we've got a cafeteria. Yeah, the commissary. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that someplace we can spend a few minutes and hang out? I mean, it's really, really hot and humid out here. Yeah, Hazel's gonna kind of lay it on a little thick. It's like, it's so hot, and we've been traveling for such a long time. We could really use a place to sit down and, have some shade and a drink, maybe.
Make me a charisma plus speech difficulty 2.
Okay. That's fair. Charisma plus speech. This is not my specialty. I should have let Clark do this. Charisma plus speech. Roll it. Oh, 2 successes. All right.
So, Yeah, and then it's just like, oh, yeah. No, 1 second. And he'll go over to the other guard and they'll have a discussion real quick. And you can kind of see this first guard pantomiming, like, hot outside, wiping sweat and everything like that. And they're both nodding. It was like, and the gate will open just wide enough to be able to get the vehicle through. And the original guards say, yeah, you can come on in since you're with Knight Haybear. You can bring the car in if you want, or you can leave it out here. Whatever works.
Actually, Hazel's gonna kind of take Clark aside really quick. Should we not? I think maybe it's a better idea to leave Pep in the car out here in case something weird happens. He can make a break for it. I don't want him stuck where, I mean, he's not exactly in the position to recognize danger and run from it at the moment.
I don't want to babysit him.
Okay. No, the car. Hazel says no. The car can stay out here as long as you're okay with it. And she'll walk over to Pep and say, "Okay, I know you're in there somewhere, Pep. If anything weird happens and the part of your brain that still registers like lizard brain fear or trouble pings, just start driving. Take off, okay?"
No real response.
Like don't wait for us. You and Maybelline, get out of here. Don't wait for us.
He will, instead of parking with the front towards the gate, he'll take a moment to back the car up so that the back's facing the gate instead.
That's perfect. And we'll bring you something to eat when we come out, okay? We'll bring you some fuel. Yeah, and she gives him like just the most awkward, corny thumbs up. She has no idea how this works, but a thumbs up is kind of the universal. Let's just go with it. It's good enough
for Vault Boy.
Yeah.
Good enough for me. So somebody said food. Let's go get food.
Okay, yeah, let's go get food and let's get weird. In we go. Okay. And Hazel's just gonna head inside.
Yeah. You make your way into the front gate, and there's these the training yard and the tents and stuff like that. There is a medical tent. There are sort of like a forward base for the quartermaster. A lot of initiates sort of going through drills, shooting practice. Some of them are doing hand-to-hand combat practice, learning some basics there. And you'll notice that there's about, close to 20 initiates lined up, fully geared, ready for some type of expedition. And at the head of them is Knight Haybear.
Clark.
Yeah.
What does he think what is he doing? He looks like he's ready to go on a full-blown military op. I thought he was just coming over here to, touch base or something. Where does he think he's going?
I don't know. He's a knight. I guess he's got...
He didn't know he was a knight. And he's not wearing power armor, which is really weird. Don't knights wear power armor? Okay, it's not important.
Yeah.
Okay, should we... I don't want to interrupt him. Should we go over there and talk to him? It seems like he's in the middle of whatever it is.
He seems busy, and I seem hungry. He definitely mentioned food. One of you mentioned food.
Yeah, I feel like I honestly, I'm famished. I feel like I've never eaten a day in my life at this point. Right. Although, don't hold it against me. I am really curious about that medical tent. I I really want to see what they've got in there. I mean, it might help us out to know what kind of medical supplies are available, right? She's like, right. I want to go look. So, but let's go eat first. I mean, that kind of, you can't really think on an empty stomach, right?
Speaking of thinking on an empty stomach, Lonnie catches both of you in the yard because one of the guards was like, hey, came up to Lonnie and said, you've got guests. And Lonnie starts to beam as he sees you all. I was like, hey guys, come here. Come here. I've got great news.
Okay. Clark, did I just walk over. I'm looking to Clark to try and figure out if he's game for this, because he doesn't seem like the military industrial type, but instead she's just gonna go fuck it and just walk over and try and look like she belongs there, even though she very much doesn't feel like she does. Say, Lonnie, what's going on?
Well, as we all found out earlier, I'm now a knight in the Brotherhood of Steel.
Right, and I change of clothes looks good on you. Very nice. Orange suit.
Oh, he's still in the vault suit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he hasn't changed clothes or anything.
Is he wearing any Brotherhood of Steel armor on top of the vault suit?
No.
You're still just walking around in a blue vault suit.
Still just the vault suit.
Wow, it's like you're wearing nothing at all. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so what's going on?
So there's an adjustment of plans here because.
Okay.
Apparently, Old Nolans is locked down right now, and there are very few options for all of us to be able to get in. Now,
you guys aren't planning to invade New Orleans, are you?
No.
Okay, good. Because you're starting to give me a little bit of a
As a matter of fact, Brotherhood of Steel members are really some of the only outside people that are actually allowed in Old Nolans right now.
That's great. That's really interesting. So
it's So I'm from Old Nolans, and I'm Brotherhood of Steel, and I can get into Old Nolans right now based off those credentials, but you all are not Lonnie Haybear.
Well, that's very observant of you.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's so great that you recognize this.
Yeah. So for me to be able to get you access a little bit quicker than waiting for this lockdown to be lifted, which nobody really has any information on apparently, I need to have you be contract workers for the Brotherhood of Steel. So it's just the contract thing. It's on paper that you've helped the Brotherhood of Steel with a mission that was led by me, and then all of a sudden you've kind of grandfathered into this whole Brotherhood of Steel thing. You'll be able to get into the city. You don't have any long-term ties with Brotherhood of Steel. It's I spoke with Knight Captain Rajier about it, and it seemed like the best option for us. And here's the thing, it's going to be super easy.
Well,
okay.
Fairly inconvenient.
Okay. All right. Now I say it's super easy, and honestly, I say it's super easy. I'll leave that for you to decide. Okay. So these initiates are like really green. Okay. They haven't shot at any moving targets at all. And one of the things that the Brotherhood of Steel likes to do with new initiates that haven't shot any moving targets at all is we go down south. We go down to the South Nolans Par 3 professional miniature golf course and pro shop.
It's very specific location, but okay.
Yeah. Well, and they go mole rat hunting because there's no shortage of mole rats down there.
Oh yeah, I hate mole rats. I'm
Well, you can take a few shots too. I don't think they'd mind. But yeah, so all this is
make it a competition.
Hell yeah, sure. Why not? I think that might actually help. So I have to take this platoon down, escort them down. They do some mole rat hunts, bring them back up. They have experience.
Yeah.
I've completed a mission. Mm-hmm. You have assisted me with this mission. We're all good. Now, the nice thing... Yeah, access. Now, interesting thing about the Southern Islands Par 3 professional miniature golf course and professional shop is really the only thing the Brotherhood does there is shoot the mole rats. Mm-hmm. And it's a fully enclosed facility. Which means that there might be possible that we could, while I'm doing the shooting exercises, the three of you could poke around, maybe find some stuff.
Golf balls.
Golf balls. Golf clubs. Golf. Mm-hmm. I mean, pretty much anything. Just tag the word golf in front of it, and it's entirely possible we can find it. But the point is, there's stuff that we could potentially scavenge for Rising Sun.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And while we're scavenging, we basically have a platoon of Brotherhood of Steel watching our back the entire time.
As long as they don't actually accidentally friendly fire shoot us in the back. Yeah, that actually sounds like a halfway decent plan.
So here's the thing. I've got 18 rough and rowdy initiates behind me.
Okay.
That's a lot to manage. So, as my fellow leadership at Rising Sun,
I have a bad feeling you're going to ask us to help you manage these guys.
I have a great feeling.
Yeah. Clark, I like your energy on this. I really do. I really like your energy.
Just give me
So I'm going to introduce you to everyone.
Okay.
And you just let me know, who you would like, on your fire team. So basically, what I want you all to do
it's the same
is...
Kelly.
Okay.
Is there another? No, it's a different Kelly. See, damn it.
No.
It's a different Kelly.
No.
It's
could
not
be Kelly's
Horse Girl
brother.
Kelly.
No, I'm sorry. It's not Horse Girl Kelly. Okay.
No, it's not Horse Girl Kelly. So what I want everyone to do is you're going to draft 4 people for your fire team. Now, if anyone's familiar with a funnel in RPGs, basically a funnel is every player takes like 4 0-level characters into like this meat grinder mission, and whoever makes it out alive is your PC for the rest of the campaign. And that's what's going to happen here. We're going to create some heroes.
Okay. So wait, this is it. Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Do they have individual differing stats, or we're mostly taking them based on?
No, these are basic boys.
They're all baseline zeros.
Basic boys and girls here. All right.
Zeros to heroes. Okay.
I need
we'll start
zero
with that,
more information. I want Willie.
All right. Willie's in your fire team.
Yes.
I am
all
calling
right.
in
Hazel, who you choose?
I'm picking Violet.
You're picking Violet.
I'm gonna try and get these people to be as field medic ready as possible.
All right. Let's see. We've got 7, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so Pep's getting Kevin. And Lonnie is getting Cole. Okay. Next, Clark, who are you selecting for your fire team?
I'll take Layla.
Pick Layla.
That's a good
All
name.
right. Got it.
I'm going to grab Zoya.
Zoya. All right, we've got 6. We've got 12 left. Pep's getting Jacob. And Lonnie's getting Alicia. All right. Who's your third choice, Clark?
Brett. Take Brett.
Brett.
Brett
Okay.
here. Yep.
I got Dexter.
Dexter. That leaves us with 8.
Dexter's a wild card.
So Pep is going to get Erica. And Lonnie is going to end up with Harris. All right, last member of your fire team, Clark.
This is where it gets serious. I feel like I got to go for Aaron here.
For Aaron, okay.
I will take Hannah.
All right, Hannah. And Pep's last is going to be Kelly. And Lonnie will end up with Elias, Isaiah, and Oscar. And those will be your assigned fire teams. Now, as you are getting to know your fire teams, Lonnie will hand out a document to you called the Brotherhood of Steel Field Manual, How to Follow Orders from Commanding Officers. As a new Brotherhood of Steel initiate, you will be expected to follow orders from your commanding officers, and sometimes people that are standing in for your commanding officer. By remaining duteous to your superiors, the Brotherhood of Steel can ensure the best possible chance for mission success and your survival. Asterisk. Below are some basic orders you may be expected to carry out.
Asterisk. Okay.
The asterisk is the Brotherhood of Steel can in no way completely ensure your survival. So things you can ask your initiates to do. Attack, minor action, or 1 AP. You and your fire team will do your best to obliterate whatever poor, unfortunate target your commanding officer has decided to incite violence upon. So basically, you will you pay the cost, roll an attack for one member of the fire team, plus an additional assist die for each remaining fire team member. This does not count towards normal limits on buying bonus d20s with action points. Add +1 damage rolls for each fire team member beyond the first. So if you're rolling an attack with your full fire team, that's 5d20. And then you can still buy with action points if you want to. Light them up, usable once per combat per fire team. Sometimes your commanding officer must authorize a vulgar display of force in order to get the point across. The fire team adds bonus damage dice equal to the average fire rate of the group, so we're going to assume 2. So they get extra damage dice when they roll. Protect. The cost is a minor action or 1 AP. The Brotherhood of Steel are routinely called upon to protect the less fortunate and objects of interest. Just rub some dirt in the wound and the auto doc will take care of the rest. Members of the fire team...
Hazel, like her eye visibly twitches.
Members of the fire team will interject themselves between you and a threat, granting you a narrative bonus to your defense, either a defense bonus, cover bonus, redirection of damage, whatever makes the most sense. Take the bullet. Costs 1 luck point. The protection of the chain of command is a time-honored noble tradition within the Brotherhood of Steel. You are therefore duty-bound to protect your commanding officer at all costs for the sake of the mission and your brothers. A member of the fire team will take all damage from one attack instead of you.
Wow. Okay.
So these are things you can ask your fire team to do while you're out on this away mission.
Okay. 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 Yeah.
That's a lot.
Let's do that.
All right. So Clark, you are in command of Willie, Layla, Brett, and Aaron. Hazel, you're in command of Violet, Zoya, Dexter, and Hannah. Pep is in command of Kevin, Jacob, Erica, and Kelly. And Lonnie has the remaining 6. So Lonnie will say, all right, we can catch a quick bite to eat in the commissary. After that, we'll have to get going because these folks are on the clock. They're ready to go. Since we have a car now, because he can kind of see behind the gate, and Pep's just sort of like sitting in a car. It's like, we can't transport everyone. So you all take the car, and me and my fire team will kind of act as rear guard. And we'll just kind of catch up with you. And these folks can kind of march along with you however, you want. But, I mean, you've got a car. Use it. Jeez.
Yeah,
Then,
Beverly Hillbilly style, like we're all piled on top.
Yeah.
Like we're 6 people deep.
Yeah. So we'll head down to the golf course. We'll disband the fire team so like I can let them do their shooting practice while you do whatever it is you want to do at the golf course. Load up the vehicle. We head back. It sounds good to me. Night Captain and he makes sure nobody's listening. Like, Night Captain Carmen is expecting like a 25% attrition rate. She thinks they're going to die. Now, I can't say that out loud, but like, really, we don't even have to guarantee their safety.
Look, nobody on Team Walb is dying.
I am not especially comfortable with leading a bunch of fresh recruits to their deaths.
Say that out loud, though.
Oh,
That's easy. Don't let your team die. See, Team Walb, because we got Willie, Aaron.
Well, we need to make sure that we're kitted out then, them and us. I mean, a piece of body armor is the difference sometimes between life and death. We need some stim packs. Are we going into this with supplies, or are we doing a dry run?
No, so your average Brotherhood of Steel initiate is outfitted with a Brotherhood of Steel uniform, a laser rifle, and their holotags. So they do have defense, they do have armor, they are armed. Okay, so they're not completely naked or anything. They actually are armed. They are looking for 9s or lower when they shoot their laser rifle.
That's great.
That's fair.
Yeah, so they're not terrible. Like, let me fire just like a single laser rifle here. So we're looking for 9, and they're rolling 5 damage dice.
Okay,
they also got a 1.
Yeah, so crit. Yeah. That's a David Chafin's rules. I mean,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we can roll with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you're worried about, are they kitted out?
I'm worried about.
Lonnie will ask Elias to take a shot, and he hits a training dummy like right in the head and does 5 energy damage.
Okay.
Like, so, but that's a stationary target, right? Like that he's kind of calm, cool, collected. He doesn't have anything breathing down his neck. He takes a decent shot and he hits. Like, that's what you're kind of expecting to do. So like at least this one guy on Lonnie's fire team is with it.
Okay. Would it help for me to, so whether it I don't know, is it Mole rats or swamp rats? I don't know a lot about swamp rats, but I do know a little bit about mole rats. Maybe I can give them a little bit of an advantage if they know, for example, that they're going to be ambushed from underground, that they tend to rush the targets, that if you get up high, like on something that's solid, like, like basically graboids proof, that you can maybe get better shots at them without taking damage. Can I give not just my group, but like all of the initiatives a little bit of survivability knowledge if they don't already have it? I'm not going to assume they know what they're walking into here. Or
they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
They'll either be fine or they'll learn real quick their last lesson.
School of Hard Knocks, huh?
Make me
take it.
Make me a charisma plus survival check. Okay. Difficulty 0.
Okay. Clark is all about the School of Hard Knocks, I have the suspicion. I mean, I just met you, but you're definitely giving off that vibe. So charisma plus
survival. So the charisma, because you're trying to teach this to a bunch of people, it's not for your own personal survival. You're trying to convey this information to multiple people, but this is definitely a survival type thing.
Okay.
2 successes, and this was a 0. Okay, so what I will do is the Brotherhood Initiates will have, you've added 2 AP to their pool.
All right, that
they
is,
can use.
I'm pleased with that. Knowledge is power, and I've given them what I've got.
Yep. So you have given them 2 AP.
Yay!
That they can use for future endeavors. Now, you all go to the commissary and have a quick lunch. I'm pretty sure it might just be cram, but prepared properly, if it can be prepared properly. It gets you full, and it's actual like nutrition. You've heard rumors of some less nutritious things being served in Owen Islands under the guise of food.
Well, if all goes well tonight, there might be a mole rat on the menu.
That's true. But you finish up the commissary. You get your gear together. You round up the initiates. You kind of set up marching orders. So you have like a fire team, front, right, or left, right, and rear. And Lonnie takes the rear guard, kind of marching behind several dozen meters. I don't know however far back, but just making sure nothing comes from the rear or anything like that. And you make your way toward the South Nylands Par 3. Come on. The South Nylands Par 3 Professional Miniature Golf Course and Pro Shop. Now, en route to the South Nylands Par 3 Professional Miniature Golf Course and Pro Shop. It's a pretty uneventful drive. Let me try to paint a scene for you here. The roads are... There's a little bit of pavement, but it is mainly given itself up to like grass and undergrowth. The nature has reclaimed these roads. Now you can see roughly where the road was based off of how tall some of the grass is and everything, and where some of this pavement still lies. And PEP does a good job of staying like close next to the road, like following adjacent to the road, so you don't have to go over this, really bumpy situation here. The initiates take it a little bit more tentatively because it kind of is difficult terrain, walking on this rubble. On either side, sort of like your way going into Owen Islands, you have these, what's left of these tall trees that have been reclaimed by kudzu and vines. there's not much like foliage, but like the kudzu and vines and all this stuff really sort of obscure the views of what's going on in the woods. And somehow kudzu has survived a nuclear apocalypse as kudzu would. And as you are traveling south, you see a figure walking down the road. Bum, bum, bum. And it's weird because it's definitely humanoid.
Is it galloping?
No, walking on 2 feet.
Okay.
It is a humanoid walking on 2 feet, but you could swear that it's got stag horns.
Yeah.
And the light's kind of coming behind the figure, so you're getting the silhouette, so you can really see just the outline, but you really have no idea what you're dealing with. But it's walking your direction.
No. No. That's a lot of no. That's a lot of no coming our direction.
Clark is. We'll call out questioningly. Richard? Richard? Are you Richard?
The figure starts to wave you down.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll head over.
All right. We'll cover you, Clark.
Very normal Clark. Perfectly normal Clark will go over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm taking Brett. Brett has to come with me.
Okay. Did that show for everyone?
Oh. See. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it's not a big picture. I know there's a shortcut to show a bigger picture, but it's just not working for me here. So it is a humanoid, is a female presenting individual with very well-loved clothing. You can see just sort of armor pieces here and there. She is wearing what appears to be the skull of a stag and has a shotgun with her. And she's kind of holding it up. She's not pointing at you or anything like that. It's held up and everything. It's like, I am so terribly sorry.
She says that to Clark?
If you're the first person to come up to her, yes. She says, I am so terribly sorry.
Fucking what?
You have, through no fault of your own, gotten yourself involved in a Yaogwai hunt.
I don't think you need to be sorry about that. That sounds great. We have a bunch of, you've seen behind me, our band of people. What you don't know is that we are actually teaching them how to shoot moving targets. And I personally cannot think of anything better to start on than a Yaogwai. So truly, thank you.
Cervenia looks at you a little bit. And she says, well, I'm glad you're excited about this opportunity. I guess let's set up. And she slings the shotgun over her shoulder and starts working her way over back to your car. And that is where we will wrap up for the evening.
We're going on a bear hunt. We're going to catch a big one.